You are at this place. Welcome to 2025 LSU softball. Thanks for being here. We're excited about what's been happening around Tiger Park for the past few months, and we're ready to show it off on February 7th. We're counting the days, and we're excited about what's in front of us. Quick recap of 2024, although I think we could talk at length about the women that were a part of this program in 2024, but an incredible season that they accomplished, 44 wins, 24 in a row to start the year. An incredible senior class that we unfortunately have to say goodbye to. They did so many things in this program, left an incredible legacy. The group includes 2 Gold Gloves, an All-American, SEC Community Service Award, SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year, multiple super regional appearances. I can go on and on about the legacy that group left. We all understand that we have big shoes to fill. But I think we are ready to do that with the group that we've assembled this year on the field. Lucky for us, we've added a few of these awesome women to our staff this year. We have Taylor Pleasant and Sierra Briggs as GAs. They're helping coach every day. Raylene Gutierrez is helping us in an operations standpoint. So we still have some of these awesome women around our facility, so I didn't have to let go so much. I got to keep a few of them around, which has been great. Loved having them with us. But we do turn it over to a new group here in 2024, 9 newcomers on this year's team, including 3 transfers that were highly decorated at their former universities, Jayla Lassiter, Avery Hodge, and Ashley Vallejo. They come to us from all over the country, from really great programs, and I'm excited to see what these guys do in addition to this group that we bring back. Return some incredible people, a 2-time All-American in Sydney Burzon. She's been on everybody's list, and she deserves to be. She is extremely special. She can do some things with a softball that I've never seen before. I think our offense would tell you the same thing. She's extremely special. We're lucky to have her. And then Danica Coffey comes back, which is incredible. She is a great leader for us. I think we all felt terrible when we lost her last year, but the silver lining to this is that we get her with us for one more year this year to help lead this group. Our other veterans, Mackenzie Rudity, Macy Bajeron, they've been mainstays for so long. We're so excited about what this year will have for them, but I think the Tiger fans are used to their consistency and what they bring to us. They're very special players, special athletes. So we do have a really strong core group of upperclassmen that will just continue to lead this program, along with the 6 freshmen, which includes multiple players ranked in the top 10, including the #1 player in the class in Jaden Heavner. So it's going to be an exciting year, a lot of new faces, a lot of new things. We feel the same as a staff. We don't know exactly what we're going to get, but we're very hopeful and we're excited to see them take the field on February 7th. With that, I'll mention the schedule before I go on, but I think we have another incredible strength of schedule, of course, in the SEC, where we've added the 2 teams that played in the World Series Championship in Oklahoma and Texas to the league, in a league that already sent all 13 teams to the postseason. So we have 39 games against teams that were in the field last year, another incredible strength of schedule. Last year's schedule finished as number 4 in the country, and we played a top 10 schedule in my entire career here at LSU. So I think this will be another one that you will see just an incredible strength of schedule, an opportunity to see some great softball here at Tiger Park. And with that, I will open it up. Jim, hit us. Is there a microphone?
I have it.
Oh, never mind.
Can you talk more about Heavner? And apparently this is very rare for a left-handed pitcher at LSU in like 27 years or something.
It's only rare at LSU. It's not rare anywhere else, and I'm not sure why, but I know we got a good one in Jaden Heavner, and we're lucky to have her. She is the first left-hander to take the field since 1997 here at LSU, so it is going to be a different look for us, and we're really excited. I know she has had a lot of success here early part of this preseason against our own team, so I think everybody's excited to see the type of season she's going to put together.
Yeah, Beth, talk about the challenge for you in a team that's turned over like this. I don't think you've had a lot of teams where you've had so much turnover. And what have the challenges been for you, and where do they stand right now as far as coming together?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of new for me personally as the coach here. You know, there's a lot of new things happening all around, but I'm excited about what we're putting on the field. I'm excited about what's in front of us, and a lot of that comes from just our staff that is so invigorated and just really helping teach our athletes. I'm excited about a lot of things that are happening just on a day-to-day at practice. I'm excited to see what the addition of some of these transfers do. They're incredible players, and I think they're going to be incredible in purple and gold. I know Jayla Lassiter was like my nightmare facing her at Ole Miss, so I still had a few moments the first time I called pitches against her here that I was afraid to throw things through the zone to her, but I'm glad she's on our team now, glad she's wearing the colors, and then at the end of the day, we have a Sydney Burzon, so we'll stay in every ball game you put us in. I think she is just the best in the country, in my opinion. She's the best of the best, so as long as we have 29 out there, we're going to be in every ball game you put us in.
Obviously, you have returners. Sorry, right here.
Yeah.
Like Taylor, or not Taylor, Sydney Burzon, Sierra Briggs, and some of those positions may be kind of filled out already. But you have a couple weeks before the season starts. What are some positions that you want to see some competition from as we get forward towards the season?
I do think there's a lot of competition all over the field, and I think there's kind of, with the DP spot open, creates a different type of competition. You know, it may be somebody slides into left field, pushes somebody else to the DP, which means somebody plays second base or first base because somebody else is the DP. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily like this has to happen for this has to happen. There's like some different things that could happen. I think we have some different lineups based on the type of pitching we'll see. I think we have some abilities to match up. We have some, I would say, sophomore class, junior class players that have been doing a lot of special things. We'd be remiss not to mention Michaela Walker and the season she's put together. She's done so many great things. Tori Edwards is a redshirt freshman. She had an injury last year, but she's someone I think you'll see in the middle of our lineup. There's some young players that don't have a ton of experience. Jaden Leno has been on fire lately. We can't seem to get her out. So I think some of these names will be names that will be household by the end of the year.
Can you talk to me about Danica Coffey and her comeback and, having her back on the team is she your most veteran leader that you have coming back?
She's a great leader. I think she's the unanimous leader of this team. If you ask anybody, that's the person they're going to look to and count on. I think it was a devastating day for her, for us, the day that we lost her last year. I know it affected us throughout the season. We had trouble as much as we tried to find the exact right fit with our lineup without her in it. She's just so dominant in that leadoff spot and what she brings to this offense. So I guess our silver lining is that we get another year with her. We get to spend more time with her, and she'll continue to lead this young group. She's going to be a huge part of this team and this offense and the leadership of LSU softball this year.
Hi. You talked a little bit about how there's a lot of new elements this season, new players, obviously, new facilities in the park. Can you talk a little bit about how everyone's sort of acclimated to that?
Yeah, I think it starts, with our just practice planning, our practice planning meeting. I think our staff has a lot of ideas. I think we have, Bryce Neal comes in and is now leading our offense and just a very forward thinker. And I think, based on his idea and his plan, then Zach Germain comes and adds his information, his tech, his data to it. Sandra works so hard at the base running, really trying to be innovative, find some new ways to do things, some new ideas, new thoughts, be forward thinkers. So I think it starts there with what we're doing. It's been really cool to lean on Taylor and Sierra and hear well, did you actually like this when you were a player? Was this good? Should we keep doing it? I think that's been a different angle too that we haven't had in a while. So I think it starts there with how we're planning our practices. And I think our players have really enjoyed what we've done here in this preseason warm-up practice, trying to get ready. I think they've enjoyed that, but I think it starts there with some of the concepts and things we're trying to put into place that are new and different for this season.
Beth, as a coach, is there any more particular enjoyment for you when you have a team where you have to dig down deep with so many of them because there's so much new?
I do think it's a different kind of excitement. I will say that. I think it's different. And I think we kind of knew what we were getting the last few years. You felt really comfortable. They were consistent. They were great workers. Their day-to-day was very similar, routine. Like you knew what you were getting. I think there's an element of surprise in this. I think makes you a little more excited. There is something to that, I think, of the new and the excitement. I know we're all extremely hopeful of what this team is capable of. I think we see that we have all these great pieces. Is it going to look different? Yes, but it's going to look different in its own way, and it's still going to be really great. And I think that's the cool thing is we're going to play a little different brand of LSU softball, but we're still going to play a great brand of softball. It just may look a little bit different, and I think it'll be a good time for that. I'm excited to see what these girls do on February 7th.
We've talked about Sydney Berzon a little bit and Heavner a little bit, but otherwise in the pitching staff, who are some names we might see and what might they bring to the table this year?
Well, Emily Casanova has been here for 5 years. This will be her 5th year. I think you're going to like what you see from her. She's added some pieces in this offseason, worked really hard. She's truly the player that just does everything right all the time. She deserves a great season, so I know everyone's pulling for her. Tatum Clopton has missed 2 years due to a shoulder injury and is coming back with a vengeance. She looks incredible. It's been fun to see her. If this all goes as we think it will, it's going to be a great story at the end of this year. And then Ashley Vallejo was the Southland Pitcher of the Year in 2023, had an injury last year. I know when we played against her, she was always tough on our team, so we're excited to have her in the purple and gold too. And the nice thing about her addition is she's got a ton of experience. She's pitched in a regional final, she's been in big games, she's competed in some really big moments and led her team, so it's nice to add that kind of experience to our group.
You're ranked in the top 10 of a couple of polls. Did that surprise you, or that's what you expected, or doesn't matter, or?
I think our veteran players are probably the reason for that. I think also the legacy and the tradition of LSU softball is a big part of it. But, I think our veteran players, I think Sydney Berzon being on the top 50 watch list, I think she is a name that people know throughout this country. I think, she's someone they understand is capable of doing a lot of big things. Danica Coffey being on some of these top 50 watch lists. So I would say it's due in part to our veteran players and what people understand they're capable of.
Beth, how much of a coup was it to get Avery Hodge? And what are your what sights you set for her?
Yeah, Avery Hodge is just such a fun player. It's fun to watch her smile and just enjoy softball. It's always great to have somebody like that in your program. And they all love softball, but she just lights up when she's on a softball field. It makes everybody, I think, just want to play harder and want to be around her. It's so fun seeing that side of a softball player. I think that was probably like my most asked question at the end of the year is how does life go on without Taylor Pleasance? And Avery plays shortstop nothing like Taylor Pleasance, but she plays it incredibly well. She plays it incredibly. I think you will love her style of play. It is not going to look anything like what Taylor Pleasance looked like, but it's going to look like how Avery Hodge does it, and it's going to be awesome. So I think our question marks that we had at shortstop were answered, and a lot of prayers were answered when Avery Hodge decided to come to LSU.
With Coffey coming back from injury, you feel like she's 100%, or have you seen her rehab process throughout the season?
I'm sure if you asked her, she wouldn't say she's 100%, but I think she looks incredible. I don't think I would notice a difference in her play if you asked me. She's really hard on herself, so I think she's always going to be striving to do things better. But she's going to be ready to go on February 7th. She's going to be an incredible player, the player you're used to seeing, in my opinion. Like I said, she's always searching and working for ways to be better, so I'm sure she would say she has room to go. But as far as our team and what we think she's incredible, and we're excited to see her go on February 7th.
In terms of goals and expectations, what do you think this team has the ability to accomplish this year?
I think the goal is always to win a national championship, to be in the College World Series, and to be putting ourselves in the top of college softball. I don't think the goals for this team are any different. So, I think last year's team was right there. A couple breaks go our way, and we accomplished that. But I was proud of where they ended. I think this team has very similar goals, similar to every team that we've been a part of here at LSU.
First year of adding 2 more powerhouses to the league, right? The 2 teams are in the national championship. So how does that make this team tougher and make them realize who they're playing against during the year?
Yeah, I think the SEC was already tough. I don't even know if it could get tougher, but if it could, it did. With all 13 teams being included in the field, not just last year, but a lot of years for the past, few years that we've been a part of the SEC here. I think that it will just continue to challenge us every week. We're facing an All-American pitcher, it feels like, every week. The offensive guys can tell you the exact numbers, but, we faced an All-American a ton of times last season. So it's always a challenge in the SEC. It has a super regional feel every weekend. I think a big challenge is to keep our team's confidence up as we go through it, because we will go through it. And then the fun thing is that anyone can beat anyone on any given day in the SEC, and I think that's the challenge.
Beth, it seems like Macy Bergeron just got here, but she was a key part of the team last year already. But how much has she matured, especially in the offseason, and stepping into a role of leadership where she was more of a follower before?
Yeah, she walks around here like a professional. She works like a professional. She takes BP like a professional. She manages our pitching staff like a professional. It's pretty incredible what Macy does around this ballpark. And I think if you get into some of the weeds of the numbers and the things that she's accomplishing, she's in the top 5 of all catchers in this country. I think, Zach has all kinds of data about her. He also helps with our catching. So, of course, he's partial to this area. But Macy saved 12 to 16 runs last year with just her receiving alone. And that's not the fact that she throws over 75 miles an hour overhand. I mean, you don't want to challenge her. You don't want to run on her. She just can control the game in a really special way. We think she's the best of the best, and I think everyone in the country will this year too. She's just been such a mainstay for us and does such an incredible job. As talented as Sydney Berzon is, she's not easy to catch with what she does, and Macy makes it look easy every time she's back there.
I know you've been hearing it all off season, but Jaden Hebner, how special truly is she? With being #1 player in high school, coming to LSU, is she one of the most special recruits you've ever recruited?
She is really special. She enters a long line of great pitching that's been here at LSU, even before my time, SEC Players of the Year and things on the pitcher's mound. So she does enter a long line of great pitching tradition and history here. I'll tell you, I think she's thrown about 10 innings so far in scrimmages, and our team has 2 hits. So she's done a really good job. She's really special. She does a lot of really cool things with the softball. So it's going to be fun. And I think, too, the nice thing about her is she's such a different look from the rest of our staff. It's going to be even harder to prepare for us. They're going to have to take a day, prepare for a left-hander, to prepare for what she does, which is one less day they're preparing for Sid or Ashley or Tatum, Emily, those guys. So I think it's going to be exciting to see what she does.
You're going into your 14th season as head coach here. You've obviously seen a lot, but what's something about this specific team that surprises you in a good way and makes you look forward to this upcoming season?
This team is incredibly athletic. I think their speed is going to be a huge factor. We're doing a lot of new things with how we're managing that and how we're going to try to manage this offense. And I think their athleticism, their speed is going to be a big factor. I hope it causes people fits. I think it will. I think it's going to be interesting to manage that, to see that happen. I've been excited about a lot of teams, but I feel as much or more excitement about what this group's going to do with their athleticism, their desire, their just enjoyment of the game of softball. They're young and they're eager, and that's a really fun spot to be as a coach. So I can't wait to see them play, and I hope everybody enjoys it as much as I do. Thank you guys for being here and supporting our women. I know they're very deserving of your coverage and your time, and we really appreciate you guys being here to support them. So thank you.